Why men switch up after sex? You're really gonna dislike me for talking to you about this, but I know you need to hear it, but it's really embarrassing for me to. See, here's the thing. A lot of guys are gonna deceive you in order to get what they want from you. You know what they want from you. Because they know what you want from them, they will present themselves in a way that is most desirable to you so that they can get from you what they want. It's a very messed up game, okay? Your job is to determine who is serious from who is unserious. But in all honesty, the reason he's switching up is not because things changed. It's not because he lost feelings for you. It's not because you did something. It's because he never liked you in the first place. And the reason that it pains me to say that is because I know it hurts, but a lot of these guys don't like you. They don't like your personality. They don't like the person that you are. They don't like hanging out with you. They don't like anything about you. They just pretend to like you so that they can get what they want from you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. But there will be guys that do like you for who you are. You just have to do a good job of making them wait long enough so that you can determine whether or not they're someone who is truly interested in you or if they're interested in getting inside you. If they switch up on you after sex, it's because you didn't do a good job of understanding if he was truly interested in you or if he was just interested in being inside of you. I'm sorry to tell you. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
This is one of the most reason why men will ghost you after having intimacy. Number one is the chase is over, which is why I always say that please take your time. Okay, let them wait for several months because in the process of waiting, if he was just after the cat, he might just leave. That's just the truth about it. Even though some are very patient, but the wait, it's worth it. Okay, so he ghosts you because there's really nothing to chase after again. Men that are adventurous, that was just what he was after. And after having it, he's out of the door. Okay. Number two is that he is afraid of commitment. Most men out there, they just enjoy the freedom of, going after every woman that they can get. Okay. So he's not really willing to commit to one woman and give accountability to that woman. So that is it. After having the cat, he just goes out of the door. Another thing is that men will think that he might think that you're too clinky. Okay. Because the truth is that when a woman bonds with you, she becomes vulnerable. And most men, immature men, they don't want that. And number four is that the man, he is immature. Yeah, he is immature. And that is why he did what he did. Please never blame yourself for any of their reaction. Okay, because the right man will still come and stay. Okay, if you've ever encountered anything like this, embrace yourself, move on, and let it go. Don't keep on holding on to the pain and wondering what you must have done wrong. Okay, don't get attached so quickly. It will help you a lot.
Why do men lose interest after going to Bangtown? Welcome to the Daddy Academy. So, obviously, this doesn't always happen, but it does happen sometimes. And the reason would be is that he just perceived you as, someone who he's interested in, finds attractive, but more of a conquest as opposed to a woman that he was extremely interested in seriously dating, for a relationship. You might be saying, duh, like, no shit. But, like, how do you kind of see the signs of that and sort of avoid this from happening? A man who is really serious about you and wanting to date you for a relationship is going to be extremely consistent. Okay. His words and his actions are always going to align, and you are always going to know when you're going to hear from him and not wonder what his feelings are for you. Okay. He's not going to be coming across as needy, but consistent. You're going to feel a sense of like, peace and calm when it comes to him because you are just going to feel this genuine vibe that he is really interested in you, not just, sleeping with you and having a good time. A man who is casually dating multiple women but is experienced, he's going to set the dates with you. He's going to communicate, but you're going to feel a little sense of this slight aloofness, like he might disappear at some point, or like you're getting sort of these dopamine spikes of feelings because of just the way it's more of just a vibe thing. You got to really feel this out. The vibe of how he's kind of playing on your emotions, could be a little love bomb going in there. And you have to just like really use your intuition and feel this out. That along with, holding out to an extent, like not sleeping with a man until he takes you out on at least, 3 to 5 proper dates, spaced properly once a week for the first month with consistent communication. You will weed out men who are just after sex, just after sleeping with you, because a lot of men in their mind, they say, okay, by the 3rd date, I should be able to sleep with her. And if you make him wait 4 dates, 5 dates, maybe even 6 dates until sleeping with you, a man who is just after, just sleeping with women and has options will walk. You can weed men out that way. Not saying that if you sleep with a man on a first date, you can't end up being boyfriend and girlfriend. That happens all the time. But by holding out and waiting and keeping him arm's distance and having him earn the right to the physical access to you like that, you are going to weed out men that aren't meant to be with you. A man who really wants to be with you is going to put in the time. So all you're doing by holding out is weeding out the men who aren't supposed to be with you. Why would a man lose interest after sleeping with you? It's because from the very beginning, he knew that you were just someone who he wanted to see casually.
Now, this is why a lot of women get ghosted after sex. Please, I want you to pay close attention to this video. It is detailedly explained, okay? And this is some truth that you need to hear. One of the reasons is post clarity. I'm going to let this creator explain better on it.
Post-nut clarity is the reason why a lot of women get ghosted. And I really need us as women to understand this. A lot of women do not understand how focused on sex most men are, and this is a hill I will die on. Outside of a professional environment, maybe even in them sometimes, a lot of your interactions with men, that man has considered you sexually in that moment. And what happens if the thought is appealing enough to him, he will go into hunt mode. Now, when men are in hunt mode, confusion. Because men will do and say almost anything to get the box. You can think a man is in love with you because he wants the box so bad. Men have dropped the bag to get the box. There is not a lot that a lot of men will not do to get their box if they are thirsty for it. And men are always thirsty for the box. It's just whose. So what happens is men are operating a lot of times from horniness. And horniness to men is like hunger. So imagine just when you are so hungry. When you are hungry, you just want to eat so bad. So you're looking for food, looking for food, looking for food. And sometimes you can finally get the food. And what happens? You feel sick. That is the exact definition of post-nut clarity. So that man wants your box so bad. And he's putting so much pressure and just doing everything to make you happy so he can get it. And when he gets it, it's like he's woken up and he's like, hold on, what's going on here? Oh, no. And that is why a man can go from 0 to 100 with you like that. So ladies, this is why I always say, when you are dating a man, make him court you consistently. And I'm talking about over months, several months. And also give you a commitment before you ever let him taste the box. And the reality is, a lot of you know what I'm saying is the truth because you can look back on your dating history and see situations where this has happened. So ladies, now we are more clued up. Let's do better. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you. Mwah.
You slept with that guy and now he's not calling. Should you try to contact him? So the answer is quite simply no. It doesn't matter what his conduct and his behaviour was like before he got you in bed. If he's gone quiet quite soon after you two got physical, then I'm sorry to say he was a scumbag in the first place. All he wanted was to get you in bed, and now he's purposely blanking you and giving you the silent treatment. And that just means he wasn't interested in anything but sex in the first place. And by continuing to contact him, you're simply gratifying that bad behaviour, kind of normalizing it, which may make him think, oh, okay, I can just sleep with this girl, mess her around, treat her like crap, and she'll still come running back. It also gives him a really inflated sense of his ego. He thinks he's even more special than he did before you slept with him, and that you're an easy link that he can have any time. In that case, he may contact you back, he may reply to your messages, but trust me, all he's going to do is possibly sleep with you again when he's got no other options and he gets bored, and then give you the exact same silent treatment as he did in the first scenario. And as long as you let that cycle go on, it will. So if that dude stops speaking and goes silent after you two got close, cut your losses, don't make the same mistake again, and you won't get hurt again. Peace.
If you are desperate to have and keep a man, you will likely end up being a second-class citizen in that relationship. There are a lot of men who are looking for a woman to make their life easier, but not to love and respect. And there are so many women that are so eager for love and respect that they will do everything to make that man's life easier to get it. These two things are a horrible combination for a good relationship. A lot of men value their freedom above all else. And when I say freedom, I just mean being able to do what they want when they want without anyone telling them different. A lot of men are not even open to or thinking about how they can be a good man in a relationship and what they can offer to a relationship. These kind of men handle that in two ways. They either stay single and just go through women but never commit to any of them, or they will see a sucker and they will lick it. Which basically just means they will find a woman who's so desperate for a relationship that they will pretty much accept anything. The sad truth is that a lot of women are in and will probably never leave a relationship where the man cheats on them, lies to them, is inconsistent, shows them minimal affection, is not romantic, is not caring, does not support them, does not take any weight off their shoulders, where they are paying a lot of the household bills. And let's really break it down. A lot of women are doing everything in their relationship because that man has made it clear he's not doing anything but being there. And the price of that man's presence is all of that labor, is all of that heartache, is all of that stress. And there are a lot of women who are willing to accept that trade. Now, just a flag, I think there are women who see the situation they're in and wish they could leave, but maybe because they've invested a lot of time, maybe because they have a child, some other mitigating circumstance where they feel like they can no longer leave. So the first thing I want to say is, ladies, if you're in this kind of relationship early on, please leave, because the longer you're in it, the harder it is to leave. Second of all, I need you to work on loving yourself. And that is not a case of just waking up and saying, okay, I love myself. The manifestations are part of it, but there's so much more to it. Go and read a book about love, relationships, self-development, self-understanding. Get therapy. It's so therapeutic. I recommend therapy so highly. Learn about your traumas. There is so much about what is out of your control that happens to you, especially in childhood, that determines what kind of person you are and how you operate in this world. Learn about it so you can make better decisions for yourself. And just to flag, these men know what they're doing. They talk about it with their boys, they laugh. Their boys are like, oh, your thing's set, man. Which, if we're translating the Manglish, means your girl's quiet. She doesn't say anything. She lets you do what you want to do. Please, that should be none of our profiles. Now, if you like this setup and you're comfortable with it, I'm not coming in here trying to force you to change it. However, if you are unhappy and you have been unhappy for a consistent period of time with this man and there doesn't seem to be any improvement or changes, you're watching this video for a reason. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you.
If you're wondering why a man ghosts after hooking up with you, this is it. What's up, Love and Wellness Coach, helping you understand men, so to make dating nice and easy for you. Number one thing you got to understand right now is that it shows his level of immaturity, his lack of consideration, and yes, insecurity. Because let's call it what it is. He needed this external validation to win you over and then just ghost. This wasn't because you said something wrong, did something wrong, or you picked your nose or something. No, he had the choice to have a conversation, yet he bounced after getting what he wanted. But I don't say this as you don't have the power. I say this as that he's living in his own uncomfortability of himself. Because let's break it down. He chased you to achieve this thing out of his own validation and ego. It wasn't even about the physical. Yeah, sure, it feels great, but it's to know that he's liked by others, that women like him, that he's able to tell his boys, hey, look at the number, look at the girl hooked up with, look at all that. And it shows that I don't see people as people, but I see people as experiences and just pillars of validation for me to conquer, to feel good in the moment. But in reality, he has to sit with himself and sit in his own solitude and sit in that discomfort, which he doesn't like because he doesn't inherently love himself. So he has to keep chasing other women, keep not having conversations based on that immaturity, because he's just literally running around just trying to feel validated. But it is non-substantial and it will crash eventually. Because let's call it what it is. He could have had a conversation. He could have said, hey, this isn't working out. He could have said, oh, you know what? I'm really busy, or whatever BS, but he ran away. That says everything about his character and the capacity of how he could handle conversation, and gives you just confirmation that this man was a waste of time. And you take that damn power back because you dodged a damn bullet. That's what it is. And don't feel bad about yourself or anything like that. You just got to know the proper questions and learn, so we don't end up with another dusty ass man like him. And if you need help with that process, I got a free live training on TikTok tonight that's going to break down all the questions to ask in early dating so you don't end up in this situation.
If he minimizes the contact after intimacy, maybe you both had an amazing time together on the weekend, perhaps you were intimate. When this happens, it is very normal for a man to pull away from you as his testosterone levels go down. And when it does, a man will need his space from you. So, for example, to be friends with his guy, to spend time with his guy friends, hit the gym, etc., in order to raise his testosterone levels back up again. Once he gets the space that he needs, he will come back to you in no time. At this time, you need to be smart and know that this does go on for real. Respect it and keep yourself busy with your own beautiful life, not to wait around. Ladies, I have tons of videos about pullaways on my YouTube channel. Check it out.
You can know if a man is going to stick with you after sex or not. Here are some very important signs that you should take note of. One of the most common manipulative techniques that most of these men they use is love bombing. At the beginning of the relationship, most of them, they are going to love bomb you. And they will go all sexually and all of that. Because a man that truly values you and wants to see you as a long-term girlfriend, he will not be all over you and talking all sexually. Okay, please, these are some very important points you should take note of.
These are 3 early signs that he will ghost you after you sleep with him. So number 1 has to be love bombing. This is when he offers loads of compliments, attention, affection. He tells you he wants to be with you long term. He wants you as his girlfriend when he hardly knows you and you guys have just started speaking. He's simply trying to cover the gap, make you think that you're girlfriend potential and that you guys are going to be together so that you'll sleep with him more quickly. No, he hasn't fallen head over heels for you. He's just trying to get your guard down and lure you into a false sense of security. Some particularly ridiculous guys will even start telling you they think they've fallen for you or they're falling in love with you. They'll start calling you baby, talking about future plans. All of it's complete BS. He's love bombing you. He's trying to get close to you so he can try and get you in bed. So number 2 goes hand in hand with love bombing. Whilst he's acting all lovey-dovey, like you guys have a real spark and there's something there, he's also gradually sexualizing all the conversation and pushing it into unacceptable boundaries. He'll be giving you loads of compliments about your physical appearance, about your sexuality, telling you how hot you are, that you drive him crazy. And of course, when you drive him crazy, he just can't hold his tongue and stop vocalizing how much he wants to sleep with you. Basically, he's testing the water, and if you respond to all this BS, then he's quite simply going to think, okay, all right, I can get her in bed quickly, she's going for it, and he's going to step up the ante, then try and get you on a date, and he's going to disappear afterwards. Now remember, any guy who love bombs you or over sexualizes the conversation too early just doesn't take you seriously. He would never do that to someone he respects and sees as a long-term girlfriend prospect. He's only doing it to the girls he doesn't care about losing. He's working on them as sex projects. He probably gets his ass blocked all the time for this bad behavior, but he's doing it so much all across the apps to so many women. Every now and then one of them will fall for it, and his seedy plan has yielded the results he wants. Doesn't really care about you, and it's only going to be a matter of time till he ghosts and disappears. And number 3 has to be guys who just jump in and out of conversation sporadically. So say you're chatting to a new guy on WhatsApp and suddenly he just disappears, and this is a pattern which keeps occurring. He may pop back into the conversation and say, oh, sorry, I was really busy, but the truth is he just got bored of the conversation at that moment, and as he doesn't really care about the person he's speaking to, because basically all he wants is sexual gratification, and he's probably working on multiple women at the same time, he doesn't actually put any sustained effort into any of the women he's speaking to. So his messaging is going to be sporadic and flaky. Remember, when a guy really sees a girl as a potential long-term partner, they think about her every waking moment. If you're falling for someone and getting infatuated, you're going to watch her behavior. You're not going to sexualize conversation. You're not going to want to be too much or alienate her, and you're watching every text you send her. He'll never end conversations. He'll want to be showing his best self at all times so that the rapport between you guys can keep on growing. And so he'll quite simply never risk annoying you by not texting or giving you a bad impression of him as a flaky, unreliable kind of character, because if he wants to be your man long term, he wants to show you how amazing he is, that you can rely upon him, and that he's a good, decent guy who can be trusted. So if he is flaky with his texting and his communication, just know he's not taking you seriously. And if he does manage to get it to a stage where you guys sleep with each other, that flaky, sporadic behavior is going to get even worse. It's probably going to completely fall off, and he's eventually just going to ghost you. Peace.
So after being intimate with this person, they suddenly go cold on you and begin to act all busy. This has happened to so many girls. If this has not happened to you, I hope that it does not. Okay? It's one of the worst feelings that you as a woman can go through. You feel like you've just been used for your body and dumped, which is why I always emphasize, okay, don't give the box too soon. Yeah, do not give the box too soon. This is what you should not do after he goes cold on you. Don't call him asking what happened, did I do anything wrong? Because the truth is that he's going to lie. Okay, he's going to tell you it's been work, the same work he was doing while you were talking with him. Or he's going to tell you that grandma passed away. No, darling, grandma didn't die. Grandma is alive, healthy, and strong. So what you should not do is call him and beg, because girl, save yourself the little dignity and you still have. Walk away from it. Okay, because the worst thing that you can do is beg him, and later on he still leaves you. When they go cold on you, just allow them go cold. Serve yourself the embarrassment and walk away. And the bad thing is that they always still come back. Yes, they always still come back. So you better be careful not to let them back in. Because the thing is that these men, they will come back, okay? And he can wait as 10 years more just to get the box again. And if at all you ever want, if at all you ever want to give him the box, you should have it in mind, or you should be prepared that if he leaves after that, it should be that it's something that you want, okay?
Let me just say this. If a man plays you by ghosting you after having sex, he's probably not after sexual gratification, he's after power. It's probably not going to work if you are trying to hold them accountable by telling them how much you are hurt. It probably only feeds their ego even more. If you want to hold this man accountable, be the one in power, be the one in control. If a man hasn't paid shit for you, don't sleep with him. You're probably saving his fuckboy budget. Also, don't do 50-50. Again, helping fuckboys saving budget. You can morally blame this man all you want. Some of them don't give a shit about it. So,
Ladies, if you've ever experienced something like this, I want you to understand that it is not your fault. Remember that you are enough. You just happen to fall in the hands of an immature man who happened to take advantage of you. The best thing that you can do to yourself is gather the little pieces that you have and move on. Improve on yourself and become better. Okay, the right man would definitely meet you. It's always a pleasure to have you all watch to the end. Please don't forget to subscribe to this channel. Kindly give this video a thumbs up. And always remember, okay, all of this is based on my personal experience. I could be wrong somehow. Okay, so there is always an exception to the rule. Thank you all so much for sticking through to the end. Don't forget to give this video a thumbs up. Kindly check out my other videos. Put on the bell notification button so you will be the very first to know when next I upload a new interesting video.